Hello everyone, welcome to Cheongfuli Weekly Report. We bring you the latest price and market analysis of China's steel market every week. Spot prices trended generally stronger this week. The spot price of hot rolled coil increased by 60 yuan per ton week on week, and the spot price of rebar rose by 30 yuan per ton. Affected by price increases, market trading sentiment rebounded compared with last week, and overall market activity increased week on week. On the macro front, recent negotiations between the United States and Iran remain fluctuating, while market concerns over Middle East geopolitical conflicts have eased significantly and risk expectations have stabilized. China has issued a carbon peaking action plan, aiming to reach the peak of total coal and oil consumption before 2030 and comprehensively improve the energy efficiency of key industries such as steel and building materials. On the supply side, the overall supply decreased slightly this week. The total supply of 5 major steel products stood at 8.6322 million tons, up 78,900 tons week on week. Meanwhile, weekly molten iron output remained flat week on week, and there is still room for further growth driven by production increase expectations in the peak season. By variety, the supply increment mainly came from hot rolled coil, with weekly output of 3.0571 million tons, up 31,000 tons week on week. Rebar output increased slightly to 2.1493 million tons, rising by 17,900 tons week on week. Demand performance improved month on week, and steel demand increased this week, hitting a new high in the peak season. Specifically, the apparent consumption of rebar was 2.5044 million tons, up 120,600 tons week on week. The apparent consumption of hot rolled coil was 3.1012 million tons, down 6,200 tons week on week. Driven by price hikes, downstream procurement volume increased obviously, yet purchases were mainly based on restocking as needed, with no obvious growth in speculative demand. In terms of inventory, the total inventory of 5 major steel products continued the destocking trend this week with a larger week-on-week destocking range. The total inventory of 5 major steel products was 17.0256 million tons, a week-on-week decrease of 621,200 tons. By variety, rebar inventory was 7.6645 million tons, down 355,100 tons week on week. Hot rolled coil inventory was 4.1557 million tons, down 44,100 tons week on week. At present, slab exports perform well. The hot rolled coil market shows a pattern of tight supply and strong demand, and inventory pressure has eased significantly. Meanwhile, boosted by price increases, the upside space of domestic steel market seasonal demand has further expanded, and the fundamental market support has been strengthened. However, restrictive factors still exist in the later period. With the gradual arrival of the rainy season, there is limited room for further improvement in terminal construction and procurement demand, and the expectation of demand increment is weak. In addition, US-Iran negotiations remain volatile, market sentiment has eased, and the impact of crude oil prices on the steel cost side has weakened. Current steel price trends are mainly dominated by market fundamentals. Overall, the upward space of demand is limited, coupled with the lack of continuous market driving forces. Steel prices are expected to maintain a volatile pattern in the short term. For subsequent market trends, focus should be placed on the pace of inventory destocking and the final result of US-Iran negotiations. Based on the above analysis, operational suggestions: adopt on-demand procurement for steel and strictly control inventory risks. According to institutional views, although the overall steel fundamentals have improved month on month, the traditional peak season has entered the mid-term. With increased rainfall in southern China in the later period, steel demand is expected to peak. Meanwhile, steel mills have made periodic raw material restocking ahead of the Labor Day holiday, providing certain support to the steel cost side. Steel prices are expected to maintain a volatile trend in the short term. In summary, steel prices will generally maintain a range-bound trend. Close attention should be paid to the performance of peak season demand and the progress of US-Iran negotiations. Okay, feel free to leave your thoughts, questions, or any related inquiries in the comment box below. And if you found this video valuable, don't forget to follow us for more updates. See you next week.